Hello, my name
Hello,
is
Nira.
Professor. Oh,
Oh, so,
hello.
sorry,
That's a good.
sorry, no, right.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Usually I go hello, and the person's going, but we're
All
going to keep
right.
that in. That's what. Do you know why? Because this is the next president, so he can say hello. He can interrupt me. Not a problem. So let me introduce you. I'm the current president of the Mathematical Association, and Charlie is the next president of the Mathematical Association taking over in April. And so this is going to be the final. What is the point of mathematics? So it's quite funny, he's being president already, so that's all right. So Charlie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Charlie Stripp, and I'm the next president of the Maths Association, following on from Nira. And I have I suppose I've worked for the maths education charity MEI for many years, and I'm the chief executive of that charity, and I'm also the director of the National Centre for Excellence in the Teaching of Mathematics. So I'm very involved in supporting maths teaching in schools at all levels, right from primary through to post-16 throughout England.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you for that. And that bit of a different introduction, but I don't mind that. It's
Okay.
a nice way to hand over.
Okay.
It's cool. So I'm going to ask you the question. So, in your opinion, what is the point of mathematics?
Okay, what's the point of mathematics? Well, I think that mathematics is there are two big aspects of mathematics, but I kind of tend to think of mathematics as a single sort of marvelous thing. But two aspects of mathematics, I suppose, for people generally, they think about mathematics as being able to use it as a tool to do things, and they think about arithmetic and all that kind of stuff, and using money and all of those things. And they also think about how it can underpin much more sophisticated things like mathematical modeling for I don't know, COVID-19, or how computers work, all those kind of things, artificial intelligence, all that kind of stuff. More and more mathematics in our lives all the time around understanding data, all that kind of stuff. But another thing for me, and what I always try to get across to students, is that it's also a really beautiful thing. A mathematical argument is such a cool thing. And actually, I defy anyone to. Many people kind of are a bit hung up about maths and think that it's there's this kind of idea, isn't there, that some people are maths people and some people aren't, which is definitely not right. I think it's all to do with how your underlying attitudes towards it are. But I think that mathematics has got a lot of utility, but there's a lot of beauty involved in mathematics, and a really neat mathematical argument, the kind of things even on a school curriculum, like I don't know, looking at Pythagoras' theorem or something like that, and understanding how to prove something like that, and the idea that it's kind of a different type of way of looking at things. That say, given these things which I like axioms, if you like, that are underpinning it, then from those axioms, I can derive a whole structure of amazing things, which I can, which have a kind of a truth about them that most we don't see elsewhere in the world. So I think I love maths the point of view that's really useful, but I also love maths from the point of view that it's got this beauty associated with it. And I think that I want as somebody who's really devoted my career to thinking about how to teach maths really successfully, and how to get people to be able to use it and appreciate it. I think that it's really important to help people to have that aesthetic appreciation of mathematics. And many people, I think everybody loves problem solving. I mean, people like doing Sudoku puzzles and crosswords and all those kinds of things, don't they? And I think that you know, that aspect of it, being able to have this kind of really cool tool that can help you to understand things, but also has got a kind of elegance around it, is something that I want everyone to be able to appreciate that, as well as really grasping its utility and not being afraid of it, because it underpins our lives so strongly and increasingly so.
Okay, you hear that? Mathematics is a cool thing. You hear that?
Exactly.
That's a nice,
That that
nice,
that's
nice
that's a nice
paraphrase.
summary. Yep.
Nice
Like
summary.
it.
Okay, right. Um, Last year, the UK Prime Minister came up with an idea, suggested an idea that mathematics should be made compulsory for everybody up to the age of 18. What is your opinion on this?
Okay. Well, first of all, I very strongly support the idea that everyone up to the age of 18 should study mathematics, because it's such a useful thing. But one of the problems with the Prime Minister's announcement when he made it was that there was a lot of misinterpretation, wasn't there? Many people thought that he's thinking everyone's got to do A-level maths. Well, that isn't exactly what he said. But also, it's that isn't what we need. What we need is for everybody to be able to use maths in the context of their work and life. And I think that up to age 16, people are doing GCSE maths, and that's kind of that kind of tries to serve two things. It tries to give you the maths, the sort of basic tools that you need to be able to use maths, and it also tries to prepare you for doing further study in maths. And you know, you could argue that it doesn't do one of those things particularly well. But at age 16, then either some people will want to take maths further and do further study in maths, and in fact, A-level maths is the A-level that has the most students doing it. There are some students who really struggle at maths at GCSE, and they definitely need to have some more support to get more confident with it, so they can use it in their lives and work and be, you know, help them to be effective citizens in what they're doing. But there's a group of people at the moment, the largest group, the students who succeed in getting a grade 4 or above in GCSE maths, what gets officially called a level 2 pass, and then they just stop studying maths at age 16. And that there are two things about that. One is that there's a kind of a signal that sends to me is that those young people, that they think the reason they studied maths was to get a piece of paper that said that they passed their GCSE, but also just having a GCSE doesn't really equip you with the skills that you need to be, you know, to have a really effective work and life. You know, you'd be much more your opportunities will be much stronger, and you'll feel much more confident if you've actually spent some time learning how to use maths, reinforcing the math skills that you developed at GCSE, and learning how to use them in contexts that are meaningful. And so what the gap in the curriculum, if you like, is filled by this qualification called core maths. At the moment, it's about, you know, over 200,000 young people each year stop studying maths at age 16, even though they achieved a grade 4 above in their GCSE. What we want is to say that to those young people, actually, you know, you will be really much better served if you study some more maths, and maths that's really relevant. You can see why it's relevant to you. It's great fun, core maths. Lots of discussion goes on, lots of thinking. Students and teachers really do enjoy it. So getting that message across to say that young people should be doing that, should be taking maths further, and it's a really exciting thing to do, and it's something that's going to be really useful to them. So, you know, we need to manage, you know, stuff that sounds boring, like personal finances and that kind of thing. You know, boring but important. We need to be fluent with how to do those things, but also understand how the world works. You know, understanding about, you know, things like, you know, exponential decay and exponential growth, what underpins how data underpins our working lives now. All of the applications of maths that we kind of sometimes take for granted, or sometimes aren't even aware that it's maths that's behind these things. We need a greater awareness of that, and we need to be able to navigate, make good decisions about things, understand data that's presented to us. You know, we had the whole COVID-19 thing and all of those mathematical models we talked about. We had mathematical models for you know, all kinds of things that are happening in the world, you know, climate change and all those kind of things all seem very complicated. But how can we make judgments on things as citizens? How do we know when we're being lied to? How do we know when somebody's trying to sell us something that isn't necessarily exactly straight? You know, those being a kind of able to use maths critically in everyday work and life is just so important for everyone. And it, you know, my experience of this sort of qualification, this core maths qualification, that fills that gap, if you like, for those people that have succeeded in GCSE maths but don't see themselves as taking maths further in a serious way, but they need maths to support them in their work and lives. And you know, it's a really valuable thing. Unfortunately, some universities are starting to recognise it now, and that's growing. There's now some funding from government to make it easier for schools and colleges to offer it. So it's going to make a big difference, I think. And my hope is that, you know, in 10 years' time, maybe we'll be astonished at the idea that people stop studying maths at age 16. You know, that is, in other developed countries, people do study maths for up to age 18. We should be doing that here. And actually, what the qualification we've got, this core maths thing, is, I think, better than what other countries have. So we're in a strong position.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that comments, Charlie. And I wish you all the best for your presidency of the Mathematical Association starting in April. And so this has been the final, what is the point of mathematics?
Okay.
From me. My name is Professor Nira Chairman, and I will be soon be finishing a president of the Mathematical Association, handing over to Charlie. And thank you everybody for watching these vlogs and all my previous vlogs. And we all hope that we all like to wish Charlie all the best for his presidency coming in the following year. Thank you and goodbye.
Right. Thanks, Nira. Big shoes to fill. Thank you.